Hey guys, welcome to the Siderograph.com. This video is here to talk to you about a new feature for the website. It's an Excel file that contains the underlying detail behind the Siderograph for the year 2014. So if we click over here towards the right where it says Software Model in Excel, you can scroll down to the section that has this free version of the Excel file for the 2014 turn dates. So this right here is a glimpse of what the spreadsheet looks like. So to download the spreadsheet, all you need to do is click on the Excel file right there. When it downloads, just click that button. And after it downloads, you might see this button called Enable Editing. You can just click there so that you can play around with it. The top part of the spreadsheet talks about what data is contained in the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet contains data about the middle terms, which are the planetary aspects for the planets closer to the Sun, the long terms, which are the planetary aspects that are farther away from the Sun, declinations of Mercury and Venus, and then the overall Siderograph. You'll see that if you add up the three values for the middle terms, long terms, and declinations, the sum total is equal to the value for the overall Siderograph. In the spreadsheet, we also have the S&P 500 values so far for this year. So let's take a quick look at how the Siderograph has performed so far in 2014. Let's create a graph for the first few months of the year. So all I did was I highlighted the data from date all the way down to around March the 4th. Let's click on Insert, Line Graph. So for this graph right here, you can see that it's graphed the values, but the value for the S&P 500 is much greater than the values for the other items. So let's right-click the S&P 500 and click Format Data Series. Now let's click on Secondary Axis and close. This makes a lot more sense now after the reformatting. So what we can see right here for this graph is the S&P 500, which is the light blue value right here. This right here is the middle terms. This is the long terms. This is the declinations, and the overall Bradley Siderograph. So let's take a look and see how it performed so far. So the S&P 500, you could say that it bottomed around February the 3rd to February the 5th. The overall Siderograph, it topped and it had a turn date around the 7th of February. Keep in mind that a turn in the Siderograph could indicate a turn in the stock market, and that turn could either indicate a bottom or a top. So given that the stock market bottomed within only a few days of the turn for the Siderograph, indicates that the turn in the Siderograph took place at the same time as the turn in the stock market. Now let's look at the underlying components. The middle terms topped at approximately the same time that the S&P 500 bottomed. The long terms bottomed at about the same time as the bottom in the market, and we can see the declination of Mercury and Venus that took place. The turn in that took place a few days after the turn in the stock market. So far this indicates that the Siderograph, turns in the Siderograph have coincided with changes in the stock market so far this year. And with the data in the spreadsheet, you can take a look at what it looks like for the rest of the year and customize it however you like. After you're done with this, feel free to check out some additional resources on the website. You can learn everything about major planetary aspects. The aspects page looks like this, where it has information about what are the aspects, how does that fit into the Siderograph. It talks about positive planetary aspects, negative planetary aspects, and conjunctions, which can either be positive or negative. There's a lot of great information on the site, and if you want to take it to an even more advanced nature, you can download the paid version of the Excel file, which has even more detailed information about positive and negative aspects for the Siderograph for this year. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and visit our website, bradleysiderograph.com.